Oh, John had sex with his aunt. That was kind of weird. Oh, by the way, this is a spoiler-filled review for Game of Thrones Season 7 and basically the whole show in general, so just to let y'all know. So, after 7 seasons of everybody saying winter is coming, winter has finally come to Westeros, but that's not the only thing that's finally come to Westeros. After 6 seasons of alternating between sitting on her ass, gathering some forces, breaking some chains, Daenerys has finally arrived to Westeros. The problem with that is the White Walkers are still marching south. Very slowly, still very, very slowly, and that's going to be a big problem for everybody. But that's still a little too fast for the King of the North, Jon Snow, who's, for the bulk of this series, has been dealing with the White Walkers. So now we finally get the long-awaited meeting between Jon Snow and Daenerys Targaryen. Everybody knew this relationship was going to happen. Everybody knew a romantic relationship was going to happen. I didn't buy it. I didn't buy the chemistry between the actors, and other than a mutual attraction, I don't see why they're together in this show at all. I mean, I get that they respect each other and they're both attractive people, but whatever. They have no chemistry together at all. And honestly, the Jon Snow and Daenerys plotlines have always been the most boring to me. Cersei is still being Cersei, betraying everybody she sees. Even Jaime can't hold her back anymore from becoming the Mad Queen. Lots of characters are getting reunited. The few Stark kids are all finally brought back together. I like that they didn't have Arya and Sansa betray each other, at least for now. These characters deserve to win at the end of the season, especially after all they've been through. A problem for the whole season, really, is a lot of time passes in the show without a lot of screen time, really. So as much time as weeks will go by in between cuts of the show. So it's really jarring trying to figure out how much time has passed and what relationships have grown and what exactly has transpired. It doesn't help that nobody's hair or facial hair grows anymore for some reason. Like in the penultimate episode where Jon Snow and the Suicide Squad that goes beyond the wall to capture a White Walker, Gendry has to run back to the wall to send a raven to Daenerys to rescue them. How much time does Gendry take to go do that? It seems like it would take, days to do that. But Daenerys seems to do that, to fly back to the wall in, an hour all the way from Dragonstone. How big is Westeros? That's the problem when you cut down the number of episodes when you clearly have more story to tell. What happened to Littlefinger really felt off to me. It did not feel like the proper way to send off his character at all in the context of what has happened to him before. It just felt like he's not going to be relevant at all in the final war against the White Walkers, so they had to get rid of him in this season. The Jon Snow finally being revealed as Targaryen reveal fell flat to me. The reveal at the end of Season 6 was much better handled. I don't know why Bran being the three-eyed raven made him lose his ability to enunciate properly. So lots of bad writing this season, especially when Tyrion, the brilliant mastermind planner, has the most ingenious idea to bring a zombie from beyond the wall to the most illogical person he's known in his entire life. Why would anybody ever trust Cersei at this point? Especially Tyrion. You can't trust Cersei, Tyrion. You can't. Did you not learn this your whole life, ever? The worst writing was when the White Walkers surrounded the whole Suicide Squad team that Jon Snow led beyond the wall on this rock. They all surrounded him on their frozen lake, but they couldn't get past them because they would have drowned in the water. And then hours later, the Hound started throwing rocks at them, but then the water had frozen at that point, so then the White Walkers started coming at them. But then Daenerys comes and starts saving the day, and then the Night King all of a sudden starts making ice spears out of nowhere and kills one of the dragons. Why didn't you use your magic ice spears to kill the dudes 50 yards away from you? Oh, and Jon, maybe don't take the last living bastard son of Robert Baratheon, the rightful king of the Seven Kingdoms, with you beyond the wall. Maybe don't do that. Also, he's the only guy who knows how to make dragon-class weapons. Maybe just don't do that. So yeah, the series has definitely gone down in quality for me the last few seasons. It's still quality design, acting, effects. It's still the best quality show in terms of all that. World building, immersion, quality. It's cinematic in that level. But what felt like an intricately designed, steady building epic saga has turned into a desperate race towards the finish line, especially since the episode count is even shorter next season for some reason, but I'm way too invested to quit now, so they already got me. Maybe I'll read the books whenever they're finally out in 2099. Bye.